Emotional discussion about homeless issues highlighted the latest City Council meeting. Hello, I'm Dick White, Mayor and Durango City Councilor. Council Connection is designed to give you a snapshot of happenings at the most recent Durango City Council meeting. This time we look at the April 3rd meeting. We began this meeting with a proclamation declaring April 10th Equal Pay Day. It's a day to recognize the full value of women's skills and significant contributions to the labor force.
One evening last week, my husband and I were talking about the 20% wage gap. He happened to glance at his phone and said, "Oh, I'm down to 20%. If it were female, I quipped it would be depleted. Zero, zip, nada. Of course, you can recharge your phone. But just imagine if there were a gender gap in distribution of electricity and natural gas, for example. Would any of you tolerate that?"
The day encourages businesses to conduct an internal pay evaluation to ensure women are being paid fairly. We then recognize Jason Ragsdale of the Southwest Center for Independence. He's the recipient of the 2017 Ron Halsey Memorial Award for Rural Activism from the Colorado Cross Disability Center for his work on local accessibility issues.
All of the things that we've been able to accomplish here in the city has been a partnership. Lots of work here from the city of Durango and lots of work from other agencies like CCI, the Business Improvement District, and the Chamber of Commerce have all come together to work with the ACT group to try and make things different, more accessible here in the city. And we've got some big plans for this year, and we've done some good things in the past. So I'm excited to keep building on those partnerships and get more people involved and hopefully do more here in the city, because we do have more work, but hopefully we'll get a whole bunch more people on the case and we'll get a whole bunch of stuff accomplished.
City Engineer Greg Boyson presented a quarterly update about the status of the Santa Rita Water Reclamation Facility. The project is on time and on budget. For more detailed information, please visit durangogov.org/Santa Rita WRF. There are 3 quasi-judicial hearings on this agenda. 2 of them dealt with easements for LPEA, one near Cundiff Park serving the Rivergate area, which was continued. The second was to provide expanded electrical service to the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. The 3rd public hearing dealt with the Lumion 2 apartment building set for construction adjacent to the first Lumion building on Animas Village, just off 32nd Street. This building will include 36 affordable housing units, of which 9 are allocated for housing and services for presently homeless people. Council introduced and passed an ordinance modifying the city's trash container policies and providing for the use of wildlife-resistant containers to minimize wildlife conflicts, especially with bears. Among other things, the measure does away with warnings for those whose trash is disturbed by wildlife and requires immediate use of bear-resistant containers. The matter was the subject of a public hearing last month. The changes are expected to take effect later in April. Lastly, councilors considered an emergency ordinance to establish a temporary homeless shelter on city-owned land on the west end of the dog park near Lightner Creek for homeless to sleep overnight. This would replace a camp on forested county land near the tech center. But first, during public participation, we heard from almost 36 individuals on the matter. Some agreed with the need to relocate the camp, but the majority disagreed.
My testimony is related to asking to approve this ordinance and move the camp out of the woods. And I would start with 3 words: one little spark. One little spark caused the Missionary Ridge fire in 2002.
Many of them up there on the tech center have certain disabilities and inabilities to actually maneuver after waking up. If they have to move their tent and then come back later, that is compounding their physical and mental capacity. I, for one, if I were asked, take your tent up in the morning and then come back and put it up again, take it down the next morning and come back and put it down up again. Now, I think this is too much to ask of any human being.
If we continue to destabilize folks, how can we expect things to improve? How can we expect to have an impact? So a 24/7 location is an absolute must if I'm homeless and I've got to pack up every morning, how in the world can I rely on getting to my job, getting a shower, building up transportation, starting to think about housing?
The sheriff's department has bent over backwards to help this situation. And there's something that's more or less working now. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I know it's not. There's problems. But it is working, and it provides stability for these people, and these folks need stability.
What's going to happen if a fire does start, whether it's in the designated campground or something that got dispersed, and there's significant loss of open space on the west side of town that Durango has purchased, or even worse, significant property damage? That's going to set back homeless relations way beyond what they are right now.
From my perspective as a Crestview neighborhood resident, this is a singular issue for the greater good, which is an emergency action to protect our community from fire.
80% of the people that filled out this survey, there's a lot of notes, but, 80% said no, they will not move to the dog park.
I would say the smart choice and the hard choice is to, for the safety of the community, keep the homeless people where they are so we can mitigate that and we can control this situation and in a short term, and then we start thinking about what we're going to do next.
I applaud the city for what they're doing. Let's try. I mean, it is such a huge issue. It's an issue beyond the scope of this city. It's a nationwide issue, and people need to come together and figure it out. But this situation that's happening up there, it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous, and it is dangerous for the campers that are up there. I mean, if something happens, all these people that are advocating, leave them up there to suffer. What happens when people are dead and everybody's, dealing with the aftermath?
Councilors engaged in a spirited and passionate conversation. Councilor Youssef was the lone councilor to oppose relocation of the camp.
You are assuming accountability and responsibility for the problem. You are taking it on. The city is taking it on. We are requesting that they close the county camp. Therefore, this will become the next camp. We are assuming that responsibility. We're taking it on, and we will be in the same situation that they are currently in. We will not be able to close the alternative unless we literally pick another place or another shelter alternative. We will be in the same situation. It's just transferring from where it currently is to a city problem.
In the end, the vote was 4-1 in favor of creating the temporary facility near the dog park. But all of the councilors agreed our community still faces bigger challenges in dealing with homelessness issues. There also are several events you should know about. Among these, our next Engage with Your City public forum is Monday, April 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Durango City Hall. Tours of the police station will be provided. It's a chance for you to come and learn how your city operates and the budget challenges we are all facing into the future. Additionally, you can also weigh in by taking the Community Satisfaction Survey at durangogov.org/engage. The main event, a North Main community party with 4 blocks of games and activities, is April 21st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can learn more at themaineventdurango.com. City residents should get ready for spring cleanup. Here's some quick information you should know.
Durango Spring Cleanup Time is here. Remember, this service is paid for by city residents and is only for those who reside in the city of Durango. Anyone illegally taking advantage of this service will be fined. The city of Durango will be increasing enforcement of illegal dumping. Anyone who suspects illegal dumping activity is encouraged to report it to 385-2900. An illegal dumping violation can carry a fine of up to $1,000. During spring cleanup, city residents can dispose of large household and yard items that will not fit in their weekly trash can. This includes tree trimmings and branches less than 8 feet in length, bagged or boxed loose brush and leaves, also furniture, carpeting, tiles, drywall, open and dried paint cans, large appliances, and more. Items the city cannot accept include concrete, rocks, bricks, dirt, tree stumps, televisions and other electronics, batteries, hazardous waste including liquid paint and creosote-treated wood, and tires. Services are available to La Plata County as well as city residents year-round at the Transfer Center located at Tech Center Drive. For a fee, you can dispose of large items such as mattresses, couches, dried paint, furniture, carpet, remodeling debris, trash, trees, sheds, and so on. Also for a fee, the Bondad landfill just east of Bondad on County Road 310 will accept almost anything, including an entire house, dead animals, RVs, boats, large rocks, tree stumps, concrete. Neither location accepts hazardous materials, televisions, refrigerators, air conditioners, or electronics. The City of Durango Recycle Center on Tech Center Drive will accept televisions and electronics for a fee to be recycled. Washers, dryers, vehicles, and anything else metal can be sold for recycling to Reclametals at 33399 East US Highway 160 East in the Florida River Valley. They usually will pay you a small fee for your metals. For city residents, large appliances such as refrigerators or air conditioners are picked up once a year and recycled or properly disposed of. Appliance stores also provide disposal options for all residents. The city offers special pickups for city residents for $90, plus additional fees year-round. This can be scheduled through River City Hall by calling 375-4861. Remember, if your residence is not in the city limits, don't risk a fine during spring cleanup. Use the Recycle and Transfer Center at 710 Tech Center Drive. And if you suspect illegal dumping in your neighborhood, please call 385-2900 immediately. To view maps of spring cleanup pickup areas, dates, and more information, go to durangogov.org/cleanup. Spring Cleanup, a service of the City of Durango.
Our next study session will be April 10th at 4 p.m. Among other things, we'll get an update on a solar energy study. Our next regular council meeting is April 17th at 6:30 p.m. And that's Council Connection for the April 3rd Durango City Council meeting. I'm City Councilor and Mayor Dick White. Thanks for joining us, and remember, you can always contact your city councilors via email at citycouncil@durangogov.org.